All right, I want to speak to you today about the number 5 and its impact on all our lives. Did you know that America is a 5 country? And if you live here, if you got here, whether you're born here or by boat or plane or walked, you are under influence of 5 all your life. Do you know what that means? And that's what I'm going to talk about. Today we're going to talk about this wonderful number 5, which is one of my favorite numbers. If you look at numbers 1 through 9, number 5 is right in the middle through 1 through 9. So after 4 comes 5, but before 6 is 5. So 5, if you look at the bottom of the number 5, how you draw it on a paper, you'll see the bottom faces the past and the top of the 5 faces the future. And that's what a 5 does. It's progressive and it brings the past into the future. So this is the agent of change. So guess what? If you have a 5 life path from your date of birth, that means your month, your day, your year totals and reduces to single digit of 5, you are a 5. And 5s are the agent of change of the world. So right now we have in our elections here, or let's say the primary, the Democratic primary, it has 3 5s running. We have Bernie Sanders, Kamala Harris, and Marianne Williamson. They're all 5 life paths. They all think they're going to change the world in their own little way. And see, 5s are the agent of change. They need freedom. So the United States is born on the 4th of July, 1776. That is its date of birth. It puts it in the 5 category. So if you live here and you live in the United States, you are under the energy of the number 5. So whether you like it or not, you have your own blueprint, but it's like you're in tent number 5 all your life here. So that means that you're learning how to handle freedom. You're learning how to make constructive changes. You're learning how to be an individual. You're learning how to get unstuck. You're learning how to be progressive. That's what a 5 does. A 5 is. So we have had when things need to change, like how about a civil war? How about a Great Depression? We bring in a president that has a 5 life path. And we haven't brought one in. We only had a couple the entire time the United States has been in existence. One of them, Abraham Lincoln. He came in, he cured what we'll call the end of the Civil War. And we brought in Franklin Delano Roosevelt, another 5, to help us recover from the Great Depression. So we're going to bring in another 5, but we have to be ready for it. So America is going through all this stuff. It's volatile, it's crazy, and we will bring in a 5, not this election, but in 2024. Watch and see that election coming up for 2024. So what is a 5 all about? Everybody, whether you have a 5 life path, 5 personality, 5 destiny, born on a 5 day, etc., you need freedom. Okay? And one of the things you need freedom is so that you can progress and grow while you're on planet Earth, while you're going through this. So you have to understand the 5s of the world help get us unstuck. Okay? So we were stuck in the Great Depression. We were stuck in the Civil War. Now another 5, which also got people unstuck and into a worse situation, was Hitler. He was an agent of change. He came in as a 5, I'm going to cure you, here I am, and guess what he did? He took them out of one situation and put them in another, which was worse. So change can always be very destructive as well as constructive. But you want to learn how to be unstuck yourself. You want to learn how to free yourself so you don't get stuck in the past and so you can move into the future. And I talk to people over and over and over. They get very stuck. They're terrified of change. You want to embrace change because nothing is finished here. Everything's evolving. So the more we can understand that, the more we can help ourselves. So I spoke to someone who recently was well in his 70s and he's very stuck, has a 5 life path, wants to know what's his purpose. Here we are well in our 70s and we're still not moving forward, lived in the same place forever, the same people, same little small world, but is very unhappy, goes from person to person, from guru to teacher to workshop to conference. So with a 5, it's like, yeah, I want to learn, but I need to apply it. And so we all need to apply all of these things that we have invested our energy, time, and money in and go apply. So a 5 says, let's do it, let's go, let's move. 5 are the movers, okay? The agent of change for the United States is California. It is joined statehood, which the date of its statehood gave it the 5 life path. So just as the 5 always has to learn freedom and how to handle it well and constructively, you living in a 5 country have to understand to be able to make change and do it constructively, not destructively like a Hitler. So this is why sometimes the changes that happen in California affect the entire country. The changes that happen in the United States affect the entire world. So we're a catalyst of change, and the spirit of America is to learn assimilation. So we have to assimilate all this stuff of the past, not get stuck in it, and move it forward. Okay? And that also means many, many times doing some things that are very uncomfortable, because change usually represents some kind of loss. If I get a new car, I have to get rid of this old one. So we want to be able to make constructive change. By being in the United States, it's easier here than, say, another country in Europe, okay? This place welcomes freedom and change. So anytime you try to bottle up freedom here, it will not work. It will not work. This country is born with it and has to have it. You're here, you will understand, you have that energy within you now of wanting freedom and change. Even if you stay with the same job several years, you still have to make other changes in your life. That's what we're all here to evolve. We're not here to get stuck at the age of 33 and now we're 53 and we're doing the same thing 20 years. You know, sometimes people have a marriage that they say we've been married 30 years, but actually they took 1 year and they repeated it 30 times. And it's basically not really freeing, it's just playing inside the lines and staying there, and that's not what a 5 does. So you want to be able to make progressive change, get unstuck, free yourself into your greater good. We do not begin to free ourselves until we are in our 50s. 50. That's when we start to free ourselves. We get out of our shoulds. Oh, my mother said I should. My father said I should. My wife thinks I should. My husband thinks I should. And that's when we begin to free ourselves in our 50s. So this is enough of the 5 for you today. I hope this helps you when you look at the number 5. Even if you're in a 5 house, this also has a lot of change and movement. It's a good place to do your own business because it's always moving and changing coming out of a 5 house. That means the number on that house, not the apartment building, just yours, reduces to the number 5. Thanks for seeing me again today. I look forward to our next time together. Hi, I'm Gail Minogue. I'm a numerologist and I work with trends. I'm glad you could watch my YouTube show today. And what I would like you to know is if you like today's video, please feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel and see me on Facebook. My website is gailminogue.com and my 800 number 600-0256. You can get me live there. I also do private sessions, okay? I have a great book. You can get it only on my website. You cannot get it on Amazon. I wanted to mention that too. So if you need a private session with me, and I do many of these, and they're very, very helpful. It's the gift that keeps on giving, is your own consultation on your own blueprint. I will need your exact registered birth name, as well as your date of birth. I don't need the time, but it has you registered at birth. See me next week on my next YouTube show.